Good morning. Welcome to the Community for Conscious Living weekly live broadcast. Today is Sunday, October 16th of 2022. The Community for Conscious Living is a community dedicated to personal transformation for universal harmony, healing the planet by making inspired changes in ourselves and in our daily lives to create a sustainable environment and a peaceful world. Today, our topic is when spite becomes self-destructive. When spite becomes self-destructive or rebellion. And you might feel like, you know what, we're maybe a little bit older and more mature and past that point of allowing spite to take over and become self-destructive. But it is a thing that we've all been through as a part of the human journey, a part of the dance of our souls. And whether we're in it from the perspective of doing it ourselves or parenting teenagers who are doing it, or exes, or whatever the case may be, it's one of those dances that leaves a lot of scars and needs healing. So as maybe healing for I think probably fairly likely a part of your past that has left some scars on you that you need help with, or maybe it may speak to you as a parent who is dealing with this with a teenager or a grandparent or an aunt or an uncle or a mentoring friend who is dealing with this with some young adult in your life. And you could use the support. In any case, I really hope and pray that this gives you what you need for your heart, to care for your heart, to have the love, the acceptance, the mercy, the forgiveness, whatever it is that your heart needs. I pray that you get that today. So let's go ahead and come into our meditation and healing circle today. Let's come together sitting side by side, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee, coming together as one. In the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. And just bring all of your senses, your face, your throat, your heart, your belly, everything to face toward the center of the circle. And bring all of the parts of yourself to be present. And as we call on our source, most merciful, ever compassionate, let's call together and speak directly from your heart in your own words. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your pure divine light. Just imagine, perceive this pure light streaming into the center of our circle. Cleansing, purifying, enlightening, illuminating, and just let this light fall on your skin. Feel it falling on your skin, and let this light warm you. Let the warmth of the light penetrate your skin and travel through your body's electrical system, your nervous system, travel through all of your nervous system, just cleansing, purifying, and illuminating. And in this case, when I think of illuminating, I think of it illuminating the right pathways, the best pathways for you. Right? Our nervous system, our impulses travel on pathways, and there are some pathways that are a little bit healthier than others or more supportive of what we truly need. So when I say illuminating, illuminate the pathway for the nervous system, for the neurological impulses to travel on that are going to bring us the most support and the most direct pathway to truth, that is going to honor the deepest truth inside. Just imagine, you've heard, I'm sure, the talk about the repetitive patterns that groove pathways, right? That groove patterns in our neurological pathways. So just imagine as this light travels through your nervous system, through all of your neurological pathways, it's going to bypass those ones that are not healthy and just seal those, clean those up, and illuminate the ones that are the healthiest and most direct for you, that are going to get you to behaviors, belief patterns, and all of those things that are going to most honor your truth in your highest self. And again, just letting that light, trusting in its wisdom as it travels through. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. Again, we call on our source and speak directly from your own words. We ask you to send your essence of your unconditional love. And just imagine this stream, this gentle waterfall, pure, gentle waterfall of unconditional love streaming into the center of our circle and streaming in. And just let yourself feel this waterfall flowing over you and nourishing you. And again, cleansing you and hydrating you and just filling you up with love. And turn your heart center, the funnel of energy that extends from the front of your heart space, turn that to the center of our circle. And let your heart center, that funnel, tip up slightly, and let this unconditional love, as it streams in, let it flow in through that funnel and into your heart, all the way into the depths of your heart. And let your heart center be like a breathing portal. And as this streams in, just give yourself a gentle inhale to drink this water through your heart center into the depths of your heart. This cleansing, purifying water of unconditional love, let it come in, move through your heart center, all the way into the depths of your heart. And just upright your spine, lengthen your spine, and feel your spine align vertically so that your head is over your heart and your heart is over your sacral center. And just let yourself, like your conscious body, gently lean back toward the front of your spine. And as you do, just let this water stream in through your heart center and flow over you and all the way through your heart and into the core of your body. That vertical core runs through the top of your head, all the way down along the front of your spine. Vertically, that core of light at the center of your body, just lean into that, fall back and lean into that, and let this unconditional love flow over you, cleanse, purify, hydrate. We are beings of love. The heart loves to be loved. The heart is love. So let this unconditional love, as it flows through your heart, let your entire being absorb this love like a dry sponge that is being hydrated and soaking up water through every pore until it becomes saturated and dripping. And let yourself become like that with this water of unconditional love, fully saturated, hydrated, and overflowing, dripping with love. And a big breath, breathe all of your energy into your core. And as you exhale, drop down and land into your pelvic bowl, landing into your body. And again, bring your belly to face toward the center of our circle, that hara, that ball of energy at the front of your belly space. Bring that to face into the center of our circle. And the belly is probably that place that most often feels imperfect and feels our guilt and shame. So this is a note to your belly. Invite it to be present as is. Nothing needs to change for it to be here and to receive this light and love and compassion. And let's call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your eternal compassion, the eternally compassionate. Eternal means beyond our time and space realm. Time and space is our way of looking at this finite space we're in that is temporary. In our souls, our true beings, our light extends beyond this time and space realm, comes from beyond, will return to beyond. Yet that beyond is never separate, not separate from this realm. We just get squeezed into a constricted state. And the state that we are in, where we see things in the three-dimensionality and the duality, the multiplicity, the conditional, that is the state that is not permanent. What is permanent is the unconditional, the eternal, the oneness, the unity of all things. So just imagine this eternal compassion, just like filling up the space you're in, and like a water, like a tub of water coming up underneath you and supporting you and holding you, and feel yourself just become almost weightless in the water as water does. And let yourself be fully supported and held and loved and contained. And let yourself rest into this water. Let yourself immerse into this water that will hold you and love you. So absorbing this pure divine light into your cells, letting this unconditional love flow through your heart and hydrate and fill you, and letting this eternal compassion support you and hold you and nurture you and love you. Fully accepting, fully loving, eternal compassion. And again, our topic for today is when spite becomes self-destructive, or when rebellion becomes spite and becomes self-destructive. We all have a need for autonomy, a need to feel that we have authority over ourselves, that we have sovereignty over our own domain. No one wants to be controlled or dominated, especially when we feel like someone is trying to constrict us and keep us from what we truly need. Then we will rebel. And will rebel against the perceived authority. And sometimes that rebellion becomes so angry that it becomes spiteful. That, I'll show you, right? I don't have to listen to you. I don't have to do what you say. I can do this my way. And if you push me, I'm going to do the opposite of what you're telling me to do, just out of spite. And you might be, as I said, you might be too mature, not too mature, but you might have matured beyond this point. You may be more aware than this, but you may be dealing with it with a young adult or a teenager in your life. You may have dealt with it and still feel the scars, whether you were the one rebelling or the teenager or whoever in your life, an ex, whatever. This is a dance we all get to do, a dance of the souls. And I know that for myself, when I was a teenager, a young adult, I might not have been aware of it to the degree that I am right now, and aware that from the perspective that I'm speaking from right now, but my teenage self certainly sang that battle cry many times, right? The battle cry of the teenager. You can't tell me what to do. The more you try, the harder I'll fight, and I'll do what I want to do anyway. And if you push me, I'm going to go even further away and do the opposite just out of spite. That's the battle cry of the teenager, the battle cry of the young adult who's fighting for that autonomy and self-governance, even when we can see, or our parents could see. Please don't. I fear for you. I want the best for you. I want to protect you. Don't make those mistakes, or don't make the mistakes I made. I can help you to do it better. And I certainly sang that song a lot of times. And I did the things I did. I don't know that I called it rebellion at the time, just that I was going to do what I wanted to do and do it my way. That struggle for autonomy, self-governance, authority. Boy, I made a lot of mistakes, caused a lot of pain to myself and to my parents, to my family, to others. And this has become a great source for all of the healing sessions, maybe not all of them, but a lot of the healing sessions that I've needed as an adult. And over the past several weeks, I've had at least four parents reach out to me asking for help with their teenagers or young adult children. And usually when I see something 3 times, I think, okay, it's time to really do some deep reflection on this and bring it to our community. And this time I saw it 4 times in a very short period of time. And I have to say, I was just thinking to myself, why? Why do I keep seeing this? Why is this keep coming to me? And especially me, I have children in my life that I love and care for. Very much so. But I'm not a parent. And I've never been a parent. And this got me to do some really deep reflection. Because I can tell you that the pleas of the parents that I've worked with over this past few weeks has been just gut-wrenching, heartbreaking, befuddled. What can I do? What can I say? How can I keep my child from harm? It's been paralyzing fear. And I get that. Totally get that. I can only imagine what my parents went through with me. And I'm sure that's a big part of the message that I'm here to receive. And I can also remember what it was like as a teenager, especially with all the unpacking that I've been doing on the emotional front over these past few weeks. Can remember what it was like to be the teenager and to feel that need to be understood, the need to have the innate needs that wanted autonomy, wanted self-governance, wanted to be able to make my own decisions, and wanted to be trusted. And I can look back and see now that my parents were seeing the mistakes that I was making, and they feared. They feared for my well-being, as we do for our children. That is innate. We have the 2 love hormones. We have the oxytocin, that is the bliss, that we can just be in bliss and love and feel, this is amazing. And then we have the vasopressin, which is the mama tiger hormone, I call it, that where you see harm coming to someone that you love, and a mama tiger will fight to save her cubs and to protect her children. And we have that too, and that too is a form of love. So let's take a moment. I want to give you a moment to kind of breathe into your heart. And I want to feel into where is the group with this right now. And I'm feeling self-forgiveness is in order. Whether from the perspective of the one that is making I'm going to put in air quotes, mistakes, right? The younger one who is being advised and not accepting the advice, or the parent who is in whatever way advising and not being heard, not being understood. No one's being heard or understood in this case, right? That's the problem. And it's also, that's not true. Even if we are being heard and understood, we have our specific needs and our pathways to follow. That's all laid out. It's the dance of the souls that is excruciatingly painful at times. And yet it's a part of the journey and we can't really get out of it. We can't get through this life without it. But I want to give you a minute to just have that personal heart-to-heart with God. What is it in your heart? What is in your heart around this right now? Whether you are dealing with someone in your life, child or adult, who is rebelling, spiteful, hurtful in their actions toward you or toward themselves, and you can't protect them. It may not be about you at all, but it may be someone you love who is hurting themselves and you can't protect them. You can't save them from their path as much as you want to. Or it may be something from your own past that you want healing for, forgiveness for. What is that for you? Take a moment and just have your own heart-to-heart with God. What is it that you need? And breathe into your heart. You may put your hands over your heart, or maybe one hand over your heart and one over your belly. Because the belly holds the fear, the belly holds the guilt, the shame. And the heart holds the heartache. And also that need to be known, to be seen, to be heard, to be accepted, to be trusted. So let's just put a hand over your heart and a hand over your belly and breathe into your heart. And I want to invoke one of the divine attributes, the divine powers, Ghafur. It is Ghafur. And it's like a GH that's in the back of the throat. Ghafur. And it is a divine power of forgiveness that is one that helps us to integrate the life lesson for the evolution of the soul. And there are several divine names for forgiveness. There is one that's very similar that is Ghaffar. Ghaffar. So there's Ghaffar, which is actually like forgiving the situation at hand, and Ghafur, which is more on the soul level and integration of the soul lessons. So let's do them both. Let's call on Ghaffar first. Ghaffar, and that's Ghaffar. 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 And that is forgiveness of the situations, forgiveness of what happened in this earth plane. Ghaffar. And invoking, recite Ya Ghaffar. That's Ya is O, forgiver. O, forgiveness. Calling in that divine power of forgiveness to forgive the situations at hand. And forgiving does not mean that it makes it all okay, even though it's still happening. Forgiveness is, for me, it is healing the heart, the pain and the agony and the hooks of the heart, so that we can deal with what is in front of us and at hand from a more balanced and less pain-inflicted state. And that's what I mean by forgiveness. I don't mean you're forgiving something that is not, or someone that is not ready for forgiveness. I mean you're forgiving your own heart. It's like healing for your own heart so that you can be at a more balanced and centered and connected, aligned, attuned place of dealing with what is in front of you. Less about the pain and more about what is needed. And that is Ya Ghaffar. Ya Ghaffar. And again, turn the eye of your heart to be face to face with the eye of your source and have that heart to heart about what is needed. And breathe into your heart and let yourself fall back into your heart. Because a lot of times when we go to what is needed, we say, I need for them to stop this behavior. I need for them to make the right choices. I need for them to do what is best. And while there is truth and honor in that, for this moment, just for this moment, be with what your heart needs. Fall back into your heart. What does your heart need inside of you, inside yourself? Regardless of what someone or something may do on the outside, what does your heart need? What is your heart calling for? Perhaps it's mercy. Perhaps it's truth. Perhaps it's clarity. Perhaps it's forgiveness. Perhaps it's guidance. Let your heart turn to face your source directly and ask directly for what you need inside yourself. And I'm just going to invoke Ya Ghaffar, Ya Ghafoor, forgiving the situations and healing at the soul level, integrating the soul teachings. Ya Ghaffar, Ya Ghafoor. 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 Forgiveness at the material level, forgiveness at the soul level, healing the pain of the material level and integrating the soul teachings, the life lessons to evolve the soul. And Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. Let's go a little deeper into the need. And if this was then let's go into the need of the rebellious one. I'll say the rebellious one, the one who is fighting for their own autonomy and authority and self-governance and trust. Let's go a little deeper into their needs. Let's go a little deeper into their light. And let's take a moment. We talk a lot about tapping the tuning fork, because we want to tap. When you tap one tuning fork, it begins to resonate and produce sound, right? It vibrates and produces a resonance that we hear as a sound. It has a frequency. And when we tap a tuning fork and put it next to another tuning fork, that tuning fork will also begin to vibrate, and it will produce a resonance that has a sound. So let's call on the tuning fork of the true light, the inner light that knows its truth, that knows how to honor that truth within itself, not from the rebellious place, but beyond that, from the place that inside knows what is best for himself or herself. Let's just call on that pure divine light, the illuminating light, Ya Nur, the radiance of light. Ya Nur. And just imagine the heart of that person and the spirit, the essence of that person in front of you. And if that person is you, imagine that light and that heart and that soul of you right in front of you. Whether it's your teenage self or your current self, whatever that is, or whether it's a child in your life, it doesn't matter. Just imagine that right in front of you. And let's call on Ya Nur and tap that tuning fork of that inner divine light and put it right next to their heart, so that the light from their heart will begin to vibrate, and the resonance of their own pure inner light will vibrate and be illuminated. And make your intention to be a witness of their light, of their deep inner truth, and let yourself be a mirror to that light for them, just for this moment. I know a lot of yeah buts come up. Just for this moment, be with the pure light. Be with the pure light. Be that reflection of the pure light. Tap that tuning fork, put it next to their heart, and see that light within them, or within yourself as a teenager or a child, or whatever may have occurred for you. And witness that light. Witness that light. Witness that light within them and within yourself, from light to light. From light to light. From light to light, resonating together, just the light. And from here, Just invoking that forgiveness and witnessing the pure light. Invoking the forgiveness and witnessing the pure light. Let's call on the Ho'oponopono. The Ho'oponopono says, I am sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And you may be saying, I don't have anything to be sorry for. I'm not the one that did wrong. I'm not the one that did bad. Or you may be saying, yeah, that is me, and I am sorry. It's a universal prayer. And it is for the heart that needs to hear that I'm sorry and the power of that I'm sorry wherever it comes from. Even if you're saying it on behalf of the pain in general that you did not inflict, it still has an impact to say it. So on behalf of whatever may have caused you harm, whatever may have caused you pain, whatever may have caused you to separate from your own well-being, I am sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It is a remorse that is a pattern interrupt. So bring it right to the heart and the soul. I am sorry. Pattern interrupt. It's like, wait a minute, you said you're sorry. I can hear that. I am sorry. I am sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And again, the same thing. Asking for forgiveness is a call to forgiving. You're calling to that heart to forgive. Whether you are the one that needs to be forgiven or it is a situation when someone is in a state of doing things that are not in their best interest, that can cause them harm. Quite often, they're not connected to where that apology needs to come from and who needs to be forgiven for what. This is for their heart to, like I said, pattern interrupt and unhook. Unhook from the place you're in. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Right? I'm sorry is that, oh, wait a minute. What did I just hear? You're sorry? There's a pattern interrupt. Please forgive you? There's a call to forgiveness. Feel the power of that in your own heart. I am sorry. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Please forgive me. I am sorry. Please forgive me. And take a deep breath into your own heart. If there is forgiveness or some service that you can do for your own heart to allow your heart to forgive, just take some breaths into that and to allow your heart to release the pain and let it go. Doesn't mean you're saying the situation's okay as it is. You're letting go of that clenching that keeps it held tight. I am sorry. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And speak directly to their hearts. If their hearts should choose to hear and to receive, I am sorry. Please forgive me. And if you're speaking to your own heart from a teenage or childhood or any other previous time in your life, if you're speaking to your own self, just allow that pattern interrupt. Allow that forgiveness and that letting go of the constriction that has kept you holding on to pain from your past. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. 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 The next line is, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And even if you think the love is lost, the love is gone, where there is a bond, especially within families, that love is still there at the core. Let it move and travel between hearts as it may. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I love you. I love you. Really let this come from your source directly to the heart. Your heart, their heart. And I want to speak this because if you're in a situation where you are being abused, physically, emotionally, mentally abused in any way, let the love come in from the pure, unconditionally loving source. And I say this because often someone who is physically abusive in a relationship will come back and say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. If you've ever been in that kind of relationship, you probably heard those words coming from someone who may or may not have changed. Let the love come from the pure source, not the one who has a need for you from a place that is a twisted love, but from the pure love of source. Let this come in, heal your heart. Let it illuminate a deep inner truth within you. I love you. I want to invoke Al-Haq Al-Mubin, the clear truth. 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 That brings with it the clarity and the strength of aligning with clear truth and aligning with source. That will clear you out of all of the needs that are not in your highest interest and in your best and safest pathway for your journey. Al-Haq al-Mubin. Al-Haq al-Mubin. And again, if this is something that you're dealing with in another, just offer this to them. You know someone who's in an abusive relationship, who needs this support, who needs that discernment and clarity to be able to know when I'm sorry, please forgive me, I love you, is going to take them on the right path. Let it not be from another human being, but from your source. Between you and your source, this is where the true healing comes in, that doesn't have all the twisted pathways from the past mistakes and pains of our journey. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Let your heart be eye to eye with the essence of your source. I am sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. I love you. I love you. Let the pure love come in. And again, tapping that tuning fork. What is pure love? What does pure love feel like? If a part of you is forgotten, let it remember. What is pure love? What does that feel like? How can you honor that within yourself? I am sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Again, between you and your source. Let this whole Ho'oponopono practice be directly between you and your source. In your prayer for yourself, for your own healing and forgiveness, or for another, for their safety, for their protection, for their healing, for their forgiveness, and guidance for all. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you. And in the divine attributes, the divine powers, At-Tawwab is the remorse. It returns us. It's a pattern interrupt, turns us to our clear path. At-Tawwab. Tawwab. Al-Ghaffar, forgiving the situation. Al-Ghaffar. Ya Ghafoor. Ya Ghafoor is forgiveness at the soul level. And Ya Afu, that really heals the wounds, excavates out all the pain, cauterizes the wound, and returns us to be as we were before there was ever any pain inflicted. That place that knew truth before the pain set in or the wound was inflicted. Ya Tawwab, Ya Ghaffar, Ya Ghafoor, Ya Afu. Ya Tawwab, Ya Ghaffar, Ya Ghafoor, Ya Afu. Ya Tawwab, Ya Ghaffar, Ya Ghafoor, Ya Afu. Ya Tawwab, the remorse and the pattern interrupt, the returning to the natural rhythm and to the inner truth. Ya Ghaffar, forgiving the situation. Ya Ghafoor, integrating the life lessons and evolving the soul. And Ya Afu, excavating all of the pain and everything in the past out of the wound, cauterizing the wound, and returning to be as you were before any such wound was inflicted. Ya Tawwab, Ya Ghaffar, Ya Ghafoor, Ya Afu. Ya Tawwab, Ya Ghaffar, Ya Ghafur, Ya Afu. And let's take a minute and breathe into your heart. Let your heart, again, lean back into your core, into your center. Vertically elongate your spine and lean back toward your spine. And let your heart tip up to receive that unconditional love, the flow of forgiveness and love. Receive it into the depths of your heart and all the way into the core of your body. Breathe it in. Exhale, and as you exhale, just blow out anything that's ready to be released, that's being washed and cleansed from your system. Inhaling in that love and forgiveness. Exhaling, releasing, letting everything go, and letting your whole body integrate the power of forgiveness. And the power of forgiveness is what returns us and elevates us on our human journey, right? We make mistakes, and then the forgiveness, the remorse, returns us from the pathway of the mistake. The remorse returns us back. The forgiveness cleans us and heals us and elevates us, right? It evolves the soul so that we are elevated in our earth journey. All right, so breathe with that and let your heart just take a moment and bow in gratitude for anything that you've received. Bow in gratitude and receive even deeper into your being whatever it is that is here for you in terms of healing, in terms of transformation, evolution, and elevation. And elevation. All right. And I'm going to end the recording and open for Q&A. If you are listening to the recording, you're invited to join us live on Sundays at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, 7 a.m. U.S. Pacific Time. When you join us live, you can stay on for Q&A support after the recording has ended. To find information for joining us live, go to communityforconsciousliving.com, communityforconsciousliving.com. If you sign up to receive reminders and notifications of replays, you will, if you enter your name and email address, you'll receive reminders and notifications of replays. You'll also receive a one sheet that is a reminder. It's 10 spiritual principles of our human existence to remind you of the truth of who we are, what this earth journey is about, and why we're here. It also comes with a 15-minute guided meditation that you can download and use as a part of your daily practice to help you align with the pure divine light, the unconditional love, and the eternal compassion that is at the core of your being and here to support you in this realm and beyond. All right, and with that, I thank you very much for being here. Look forward to seeing you next week. Much love.